All right.
Welcome to Fiddler Talk.
Yeah, oh, you beat me to it. Oh, all right.
Gotcha.
All right, so
That's Saber
Reaper
Main.
one.
This is Reaper 1.
And here we go. Let's get into this.
This is that kind of part 2 of the changing the military. So I'm gonna shoot my PT idea to you. Okay, you're the new Sergeant Major of the Army. I'm talking to you now.
All right.
So I think PT is in shambles, right? I think that they realize that the PT and the way we do PT and the way that they want people to be able to like lift things and do things, they tried to change it, right? They did the ACFT, and they're like, you're gonna deadlift and you're gonna do pull-ups and you're gonna do that kind of thing, right? And it failed, right? It failed miserably. A big reason was because people that weren't combat arms couldn't hold up to the challenge.
I want to say, so correction on that. I don't say it's just because the people in combat arms or the people that weren't combat arms couldn't hold up to the challenge. I think what the problem is the old PT test was designed basically for someone that weighs 100 pounds, soaking wet, that could run a 5 mile in 2 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Like basically that's what it was. And this was a reality check to show like, hey,
yeah, I think it was way too challenging.
And I think it wasn't built too fast because obviously they're still doing the transition into doing it, and it's not officially out. So
I like what I'm saying, right? I like the new PT test a lot, actually.
I do too.
What it was in the beginning, not what it is now, because they lowered a lot of the
they lowered the standards. And
so I think that in reality they needed, and they tried, right? They gave us Beaver Fits, and there's a few more gyms open. I think that from now on, right, they need to open up a lot more gyms, and I think that you need. I think soldiers need to get a PT card, and I think it needs to be like a clock-in card, right? You go to work, you put your number in, you put your thing in, you clock in for work, right? I think that you should have to clock in every day for PT, an hour every day, and I think that your NCOs need to be checking that, right? Now, if you're clocking in and you're going in, you're not doing anything, that's on you, right? You need to be excommunicated from the military, obviously, right? But I think, right, at some point, you NCOs will have a way of tracking this. So there's a lot that can go in on it.
I'm gonna get you on this one. All right, so when you take something, and we obviously seen this in the South Korean army, is when you force someone into doing something, they tend to don't like it. So I do say, like, if you're joining the military, you got to be physically fit because it's in the contract that you sign. So you're aware of that. Now, the next thing is it should be you are responsible to withstand those standards. Now, the military, what they did with the Beaver Fit, that was awesome. Having the Beaver Fit was awesome.
But I really think that it was like they had an idea, and instead of developing that idea, they just went with it. Right. So what you got to understand because the way we still do PT, man, is we're going to run at the same pace as everybody. We're going to run in formation. We're going to do this. You're going to do this many reps, and you're going to do this exercise. Everybody's body is different. Every human is different and has different requirements. Right. You could be incredible at deadlifting. Right. Some people are inhumanly strong on the bench. You can see a 150-pound guy benching 400 pounds. You're like, what are you? Right?
Yeah.
You could be incredibly good at deadlifting and be terrible at the ball throw.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you. So on that test, I do pretty well. I actually, I don't like the plank, and I like the leg tuck.
I love the leg tuck.
So
I think we
kind of did that,
it was lazy getting rid of the leg tuck.
I do like how they had the optional before, and I don't like how they got rid of it. Now, here's the next thing. I don't like how the military took the standard. They put the standard out across the board and said, this is what we want you at. And they found out the fill rate on it, and they're like, all right, so we're going to lower the standards.
Yeah.
Trying to get everyone. No.
But they thought that they could change. They thought that they could change everybody in a year.
Yeah, no, I don't. But in the same aspect, if you
they didn't change anything else. They just changed. They gave us some equipment and they changed the standard. They're like, all right, you have a year to get to it. They didn't change the nutrition. Like the nutrition that they feed you in the DFAC is absolutely atrocious.
correction on this for that. What you have in the defect when you're at a actual base in a unit, I don't feel like was done. It's doing like they're not doing it the right way.
No,
but when you're in basic training,
right? Exactly,
basic training is 100% better. Even though it's like consistent of like every day. You kind of know what you're getting almost every single day.
But
that food
you get like half a chicken and vegetables and starch, and then the salad bar. It's so good. There's so much fresh fruits and vegetables. It's crazy.
I do say the defect should better the food for the soldiers there, because if they have to eat the food and you're not going to provide,
no, I agree. Yeah,
you're going to take that BAS away from them.
They changed one thing and thought they were good.
Here's the other that's overall in the actual big army, not from training. Now the other thing is, it's when you get into like the physical part of doing this, going on runs is great. Like I feel like the unit that we were in was trying to do the right thing. It's just we had so many people complaining that they try to cater to those people. And I'm not going to lie, at one time I was one of the complainers. Like, man, we got to go run. But I remember there was this sergeant first class, and we went on this run, and we went on a 5-mile run. And he said, if anyone drops out, we're going to wagon wheel back and bring them to the front and keep on doing it until we make it back. And I remember like sitting there, I was like, man, come on, man, just run, man, come on, you got this. But at the same time, that was, even though we were all suffering from running and had to run back and go get that person, I feel like that built something bigger in ourselves, and we didn't let him quit on himself.
I agree that it built something better, but I also think that a lot of PTs, I like the idea of going to a more you do it yourself kind of thing, because I feel like it instills a lot more discipline and a lot more dedication to yourself, right? If you're like, look, you have to go to the gym. You have to go to the gym, and they force you to be in the gym for an hour every day. Eventually, you're either going to quit or you're just going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to work out. You're going to throw in the towel and you're going to conform.
So I remember there's another good PT thing that we did. It's when I was in Bandit, and we took a litter with us. We always took a litter when we went on a run. And the thing with the litter was, if that person fell out, we don't leave a fallen comrade behind. That person had to get on the litter, and we, as a platoon, we had to carry that person. So we had to run with that person, carrying that person. That should have been an embarrassing moment. That why are you on the litter when you should be with the formation? I feel like those are perfect things for the military.
I do. What I would like to see is you get a PT card, and you have to clock in every single day. Besides one a day, you get once a week or the weekends. You get your rest days on the weekends. I think that it should be 2 days out of the week should be team building PT exercises on an NCO to build to where it does stuff like that, right? But I really feel that everybody's different, and you should be given the opportunity to better yourselves the way that you need to, because some people don't, some people are shorter. They don't have the leg span to run with some of the higher guys, right? A lot of guys run 12 miles an hour or 12 minute 2 miles, and running in a formation where somebody's falling out every 5 minutes isn't helping them at all.
So that's why the military does have group. So it's called it's a group. So you have your group A, group B, and group C. That's something that we did in Korea in S3. When I first got there, we had that too. You're like, all right, so this group right here, these are the people that are running the 2 mile in 13 minutes. You're going to be in group A. You need to run. All right, you're in group B. All right, and you're running, we'll say, between 14 and 16, right? Well, you need to catch up to group A. So you need to try to pass group A. That is your ultimate goal, and so on, so that everyone's consistently going. And then the person from... Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. I do say Monday mornings, you should get a good stretch, because obviously everyone get a nice good stretch. And I would almost want to say it's almost like do kind of like a yoga, almost like a like a yoga, but a strengthening. So you're kind of in the gym and you're kind of doing yoga. And then Tuesday, I do say you got to go run. And if you got to run 2 miles for your PT test, you should be running 5 miles on Tuesday morning.
I really think that it'd be beneficial for the military to build a standard like this is your PT standard. And for you, I really feel like you should have a PT test quarterly. And I feel like you should have an actual tape, not we're going to tape you to see how, what your the BMI is at. We're going to look at you and feel like, okay, you really need to work out your legs more. We're going to be like, your midsection needs to come down. Like this midsection isn't healthy. You have more development in your right arm than your left arm. We need to work on your right arm. And I really feel like you should be given the opportunity to take that time. Because, what the military does is it takes your time. It really does. Yeah. It takes your time, and sometimes it gives you time, right? But I feel like people might give a lot more to the military if their time was used better. And I feel like giving them the opportunity to clock in for PT whatever time they want to, because most of us go to the gym anyways.
I feel like the people who are going to the gym, they'd be okay with it.
There are people that will take advantage of it. There are people that will take advantage of it, but we don't really want those people anyways, do we?
Not really. So I'm gonna be honest with you. And I hope he sees this. I remember when I first got to S3, we were doing PT and we did kind of high intense PT here and there, but sometimes we were kind of lazy. And I wasn't eating the best in Korea. I'm going to be honest. I was not eating the best in Korea. Well, one of the NCOs from Bandit would, every time he see me, he'd be like, "Hey, you're getting fat. Like, you're getting fat." Mm-hmm. And I was always like, "Fuck you. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you think." And then we got back to the States, and I was like, "Man, I am getting fat." And I took that to heart. And so what I did, I started training a lot more. I was like, I got to go to the gym. And I was like, PT is not doing it. PT is not enough. I'm going to be honest with you. PT is not enough to just maintain. No, you need to be doing more than just PT.
Which is why I really think, because you know what? If you work on yourself and right, you go to the gym today, you know what you're going to do. You know what you need to work on. You know, like, look, I really need to get better at this. I need to get stronger at this. I need to run because I need to lose some weight here, right? You know your body. At this point, you know your body. I know my body, right? We're a little seasoned. I feel like when you get in, you should be given coaches. I feel like the whole basics should change, right? The way they do kind of the fitness thing. Here's another thing that we don't think about, right? They changed the PT test. They changed what they want you to be, and the sleep is still the same. That's something that really irritates me. And I get it's a discipline thing, waking up at 5 o'clock every morning and going to PT at 6 to be to start PT at 6:30 every day. But the way that they handle sleep is terrible, and sleep is the biggest thing in building muscle and strength.
Yes. All right. So can I get into this? Not everyone needs the same amount of sleep. Like me, I'm going to be honest with you. I probably get 6 to 4 hours of sleep a night. But that's how I'm totally fine with getting 6 to 4 hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. I can maintain 6 to 4 hours of sleep because I'm good. Now, I do say 8 hours of sleep. You should get 8 hours of sleep.
It should be between 6 and 8.
Here's the thing in the military. When it comes down to the training part, being able to, listen, you're in if you get into a combat zone and you're out there doing combat, you might not get to sleep. So you're going to be able to sleep at the hour you can. So being able to understand that factor of it, yes, you do got to maintain good sleep. But when it comes down to certain things, like training events and stuff like that, understand what happens when you go to the field, you end up losing weight. You automatically lose weight because you're not eating the same. And the one thing I liked it, but I didn't like it, is I didn't like the fact that when we went to training events, I'm guilty for it, and I'm pretty sure you're guilty for it. We packed a bag full of snacks.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I don't think that's. I like the idea of having snacks, but I also don't like the idea of having snacks in the training event.
I think that we really need to separate ourselves and realize that actual combat, training and then garrison are three completely different things. I feel like if you're in garrison, you should be given a PT card. You should be, you go to work fourth formation at 9 o'clock every day. Whether you get up and you go to the gym or you go to the gym after work, whatever you do, I feel like it's going to give people better sleep. I feel like they need to work on better nutrition, and and the PT, you going into the gym every day for yourself for PT is going to give you overall better strength, better attitudes, more motivation, and more dedication to things. I feel like it would really up the morale, and that's a big thing, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of call you out on this because I actually enjoyed them. How did you enjoy when the battalion made you go on battalion runs?
Personally, it's an interesting concept. I think nobody should ever run for more than 5 miles. It's terrible. There's no need to. I had a drill sergeant, and his thing was, I'm never going to make you run 2 miles except for a PT test, because you'll never, ever run 2 miles except for a PT test.
Yeah, so...
And he's like, there's never, not even in combat, is there ever a thing that you'll ever have to run 2 miles? He's like, it's stupid. And I agree with that, right? So I think for the military fact only, this is a military thing, is the only reason why they're there, and the only reason why they should be there.
So a battalion run is where they get all the units together, and then you go for a run, right? So one thing I like about battalion runs, and everyone always like, oh, you're doing a battalion run, this sucks, blah, blah.
It's an accomplishment. I will tell you that. It is an accomplishment.
I do say doing like battalion runs, one thing I enjoyed about those, the fact that the whole battalion's doing it, and no one wants to be there. No one likes running, and we all know this. Not even I'm going to be honest, not even that colonel, general, whatever, whoever's leading it,
running for 5 to 10 miles. But
I'm going to tell you right now, when we're doing those runs, listen to everyone freaking cheer, and everyone's like, "Rah!"
Oh, yeah.
That's that right there. What
like
makes
I said,
me
it should only be alive because it's a military thing, and only because it's a military thing. It doesn't give you any benefits. It actually only hurts you in the end, except for the mind thing. It's a mental thing, and that's about it.
It gets you amped.
Like I said, though, I really think that we should be changing a lot of this, because I believe wholeheartedly that if you're in the military, especially if you're combat, and I will end the video, and we'll do there'll be another video on how we see combat arms, right? But I feel like you should be the pinnacle of fitness and athleticism if you are combat arms.
Yeah, I do say you should be out there. I do say you need it. Like,
there is a lot of different things that I think they could change to better that. Nutrition, workout guides, the way we work out, the way we approach the gym, and the way we approach everyday work.
Look, if you're in the military right now and you hear this, what I am going to tell you is doing PT just one time, like you're just doing it because you have to. That's not enough. It definitely, if you're in combat arms, you should be looking to the guy that left to the right of you. And if you notice they're fat, I'm not saying go be a bully and whatnot, but you need to go let that person know. Be like, hey, bro, you're pushing it.
Get him in the gym with you.
You're pushing it, and I think you need to come with me. I do say you need to do that.
We have a guy, and I'm pretty sure he's a fan. Big shout out to Luke Ramos if he does watch us. One of the most, he perseveres a lot, man. He knows he was bigger. And there are times that he's bigger, and there are times that he's doing really, really well, and he's looking really great. And at times he falls off the wagon. And this guy always tries his best, and always does his best, and always works his hardest on making himself better. Big shout out. I mean, he's the example.
Yeah, I do say, again, fitness is a big thing when you go and join the military. If it's not just that, just get out. Just stop giving excuses.
Another big tip.
You don't need motivation. You need discipline.
And this is what I told my guys when I was in the S3 shop. Big tip is that I know waking up before 6 o'clock sucks, but waking up at 6:10, getting dressed real quick, running outside the PT is terrible for you. Wake up at 5:30. Wake up at 5. Get up, get dressed, drink some water, eat something, do something for yourself.
So I'm one of the people. So I'm one of the people, if I do morning workouts,
because it'll be so much better for you.
Yeah, I'm one of the people though. When I go do workouts, I will drink water, but I won't drink a lot of water. I also need that time for that water to settle because if not, and then I will puke. But I'm also someone that won't eat. All right. I had a thing that I would eat plain tortillas, just a tortilla. I'll throw it in the microwave, heat it up, and eat a tortilla right before I'm going to PT.
Eat a pretzel. The salt on it, the you get, the carbs, the carbohydrates. It's great for you. Anyways, that's all the time we have. So thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you. Questions, concerns, any of that, comment, whatever. So Saber,